The only one that gets a chart is if
Yo, knuckleheads, it's Tuesday. You know what that means. The best show in town ready to rumble. We got our Bills guy down below me, Joe Dahlia, the Bear fan. And from the We Bleed Purple podcast, Matt. So, guys, I think all four of our teams won this weekend.
I think that's true.
We most definitely did win this weekend.
Some closer than others, some needing quarterbacks to land the plane, kick field goals, or stop some guy named Shedeur Sanders. But
Shiduki.
One of our quarterbacks scored 6 touchdowns,
and we're gonna talk. And we're gonna talk about it because Joe. Josh Allen scored 6 touchdowns in 2 NFL games, and I'm beginning to think it's coming familiar now.
Yeah, it is becoming familiar, and just people were knocking this guy last week. Of course they laid a bad egg, in South Florida, but it seems like people are on Josh Allen's case. What's wrong with him? And he just quietly said, there's nothing wrong. Thank you. And, performed like the Josh Allen that, like you said, we're getting accustomed to.
Hey, Joe, there was an interesting statistic, of course, that you already probably know. So only 2 quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown for 3 touchdowns and ran for 3 touchdowns in one game. 2 quarterbacks, but only one in NFL history has done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be Superman himself, Josh Allen.
That would be him, yeah. Now, who was the other one? I forgot.
Oh, God. You're talking from the 50s. I had it, too. I just lost it. I said it earlier today.
Somewhere, and I kind of, that's interesting, and then just kind of went about you doing what I was doing, and I forgot.
I was thinking that might be Bobby Lane back in the day.
No, I don't think it's not that one. Hold on, I'll look it up real quick.
And you said the 50s. Now, I'm older than all you guys, but I don't remember anything from back then. I wasn't around in the 50s.
You didn't see Otto Graham or Novan Brocklin play?
No, just in my text in my library books that I borrowed, in school. That's it.
Joe, we've seen the Josh Allen, do crazy things. I don't think it'd be a stretch to say he's the most talented quarterback ever. But in a way, of the Bills letting down Allen because he's never played in a Super Bowl.
I don't think it's the Bills letting him down. It's just, circumstance. It seems like it's not the Bills that let him down. It's the Kansas City Chiefs that let him down all the time, right? He'll hopefully get there. It would be too bad if he never makes it. That would be, even, talk about some of the best Bills quarterbacks, and Jim Kelly, for example, never won a Super Bowl, but he was there. So, we'll just have to see what happens here. But I wouldn't say letting him down.
So I thought I saw that someone else had done it, but I guess Allen is the only one who has done it, and now he's done it twice.
Okay. I thought I read somewhere as well that somebody else had done it once.
Yeah, but everything I'm seeing online right now doing the search, you know what? Let me grok it, because Grok is so much better than Google.
Let me see. Culpepper and Jake Plummer got 2 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns, but I'm not seeing anyone else.
Now, I'm not remembering
the
year.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Otto Graham got it in the 1954 NFL Championship.
Yeah, Otto
Okay.
Graham, 1954 NFL Championship game. So, okay, for the regular season, he's the only one to have done it. He's done it twice. See, I love the way they wrote it. No other quarterback has achieved this in NFL history, including playoffs. Then they put in parentheses, Otto Graham did it once in the 1954 NFL Championship, but that's pre-modern area not counted. That's why they didn't count it.
Okay.
So in the modern era, it's only Josh Allen, but in complete history, Otto Graham did it in 54.
And I'm the Bills fan here, but what year was it that Allen did it the first time?
Actually, December 8th, 2024 against the Rams.
All right.
And he lost.
14. And then, of course, this year, November 16th.
And of course, the Bills lost that game in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that was
that happen?
They lost it like 85-82 or something.
It was
weird
one of those
shootout.
games.
And then won the next week, like 40, like some weird score, 45-42, whatever it was.
That's right. I forgot about that. I must have blocked it out of my mind.
But it's funny because last week we talked about MVP candidates, and we said, "Oh, Josh Allen's probably slipping." Then what does he go do? Sets an NFL record like that, right? And with the other candidates, you look at them like Donald throws for 4 interceptions. Stafford didn't exactly have a phenomenal game, but it was good enough to win. It's like, Allen was something else last week.
Yeah. And Matt, I mean, your Ravens won. It's an AFC North game. Everybody's saying the Browns are an 8.5-point favorite. I'm like, oh, dog. I'm like, AFC North games are fights, brawls, always decide in the fourth quarter. But yet the Ravens do what they usually do, and that's win ugly. But yet, do you have any concerns with the Ravens, despite winning 3 straight games, now coming back for home games against the Jets and Bengals? What are your?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What are your expectations coming off another road divisional game?
Now 4 in a row. We're back to 500. My expectations of this entire season have not gone according to plan.
Yeah, nobody.
My expectation now is that with the defense getting better, getting a little bit more grounded, Alohi Gilman seems to have really translated well coming from the Chargers to the Ravens, allowing Kyle Hamilton to wreak havoc around the line of scrimmage. We have the Jets on Sunday, and we have the Bengals on Thanksgiving. And then we got 3 more divisional games, and we got the Packers and the Patriots sandwiched in there. Realistically, my biggest worry looking at it right now is the Patriots. And I never thought I'd be saying that in September. But they're a powerhouse right now, and it's unexplainable almost how good they've gotten so fast. Because I was expecting Vrabel to have to rebuild for at least a year. I wasn't expecting them to go from sucking to this. I expect us to, at the worst, lose 1 more game and win out is my expectation. This is a better football team what the record says they are. But the biggest malpractice that I think that the Ravens have done towards the fan base and their own team is they did not address the offensive line in the offseason through the draft or through free agency. And then at the trade deadline, they did nothing to add anybody. Daniel Falele is, as everybody's been seeing on the videos and the clips and the memes, he's probably the worst offensive guard in football. He is going to get Lamar Jackson hurt. He's been responsible for a couple of big hits already. Derrick Henry has no success running to the right side with the exception of a 59-yard run this past Sunday. Falele actually got in the way of somebody and made a block. My expectation is to win out and be a 12-5 football team. There's no reason why we can't take this division. Cincinnati's banged up. If they lose to New England this weekend, I don't see Joe Burrow coming back on Thursday. Cleveland, we've swept them this year. And Pittsburgh, we haven't seen yet. But I think Pittsburgh's a fraudulent 6-4, 7-3 football team. And it's not because I hate them. It's more along the lines of they look so good one week and then they look bad the next week, and then you never know what you're going to get. That defense is old. They're one of the oldest teams overall in the NFL in terms of average age, and I think we can handle them this year. I have faith in it. We sent them packing from the playoffs last year. Yeah. My biggest worry, though, and I know this is a long-winded answer, I'm sorry. My biggest worry is there's 3 dogs in the AFC right now that are just far head and shoulders above everybody else, and that's I don't even wanna say it, but it's Buffalo. Sorry, Joe. I'm not a Buffalo guy.
That's okay.
I'm gonna keep it respectful. My next door neighbor, God love her, she's a Buffalo Bills fan. She's from upstate New York, so it's acceptable. She's got Bills Christmas paraphernalia all over my front lawn, and I don't appreciate it. I try to move it to her side as much as I can.
Oh,
But Indianapolis, New England, you guys, I mean, Denver's hanging around. The AFC is going to be a tough climb. It doesn't. The AFC North. I mean, the AFC playoffs is just going to be a dogfight. You know, the NFC. There's really 2 or 3 teams that might jump out at you. Seattle's going to be dangerous. Detroit's head and shoulders above everybody else right now.
They've been close.
I mean, I saw Detroit play on Monday night here last month or 2 months ago, and they just kicked the shit out of us.
Yeah, but Matt, the Detroit, when you played Detroit, unlike when you played us, you didn't have a defense. Your defense was healthy for the first time, and we came to town, and we weren't ready for it. Right? Detroit is not even close to being the best team they're not even the best team in the division, let alone one of the best teams in the NFC, right? Because every time you think they're good, they shoot themselves in the wee-wee.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. But, just the Detroit team that I saw, and granted, we were coming off of a couple brutal losses, and Montgomery and Gibbs just ran all over us, and then we ended up getting healthy a couple weeks after that. Like you said, the first time we've had our defense relatively healthy, with the exception of Nnamdi Madubuike, was against you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the Ravens, if they get to the playoffs, this has to be a 2012, 2000 style Ravens team where they just beat everybody up and go in as a wild card, or they win the division, they get one.
I think you're going to win the division, Matt.
Yeah,
honestly, I think you're going to win the division, and now you finally are playing like the team we thought you were before the season started. And yeah, week 1, say what you will, it's preseason week 4, and then you take a bunch of injuries, and you had some unfortunate games due to the injuries to key players on your defense that wrecked you. But when you got healthy, dude, you guys have been a buzzsaw. And I'm sorry, the Steelers aren't going to survive the division. And I think you're right. Burrow's not going to come back. Cleveland doesn't have a shot. So your only competition is a team that has no identity. One day it's the defense, one day it's the offense. Oh, yeah, the quarterback might have a fractured wrist, but who cares? He might play anyways. And I hope he does, because then his season's going to be over the first time Montez Sweat sacks him. So, I mean, you guys by and far are going to take this division. I don't know if you lose 1 or 2, because I hope you beat Green Bay. I think you should beat Green Bay. I think anyone should beat Green Bay.
I think Green Bay's beatable now.
They're very beatable.
And it's the truth, but both of those ends they got up there, Parsons and Gary, they're great in pass rushing, but if you run at them, they're done for.
Well, with the Packers, it's been more their offense has been the problem lately, but that's a whole nother story. But I mean, for you guys, I mean, I can see you guys. I laughed when Rab said you guys are going to run the table, but you really could. I think New England's a game you could drop. Maybe you get trapped on a game. Maybe week 18 you just don't care because the division's wrapped up and you've got your seed straight, so you're like, fuck it, rest people. Really, you guys, I think you guys win this division.
Yeah. I like to kind of round out what what I was saying though is I'm not. A lot of these Ravens fans want the easiest route to the Super Bowl. And they don't want to have to see everybody. I've been seeing it on chat boards. I've been seeing it on social media. If we go to the Super Bowl, I want the Bills again. I want Kansas City. Lamar reminds me of a modern day Steve Young. Because not necessarily the skill level, they're comparable, but nobody thought that Steve Young was it until Steve Young got that proverbial monkey off of his back and he won a championship. You know, I don't want to go through Bo Nix and Daniel Jones reincarnated and, you know,
that might be the path, Matt. I don't know. KC right now, KC's not even in the playoffs. If they lose this weekend.
Hey, Matt, is it a situation like Peyton Manning in the 06 Colts?
No,
you don't want to play Bo Nix. You don't want to play Danny Dimes. You want to play Josh Allen.
I want the gauntlet because the thing is, and Joe can, you know, he can relate to what I'm about to say. I don't want any excuses when Lamar gets a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he didn't have to go against Josh Allen. Oh, he didn't have to go against Patrick Mahomes. I want those guys. I want Lamar to do what he does, and I want this defense to hold its water. Because Buffalo last year broke my heart all over again. I've been heartbroken in the last two AFC Championship game situations. I know there was a divisional against Buffalo last year, but I want the ones like what Joe Flacco did in 2012. He went through Andrew Luck, he went through Peyton Manning, and he went through Tom Brady head to head, had a Joe Montana-esque 4 games, and won the Super Bowl. I don't want people, because the thing is, when it comes to quarterbacks like Allen and Flacco, the goalpost gets moved every time they do something great.
Unfortunately, though, like I don't think you're going to get that gauntlet because right now KC's not out of the playoffs. I mean, they're not even in it. I think at best, your best claim on that's going to be you're going to have to go through Knicks, you're going to have to go through Indiana Jones, and then you're going to go through Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, for both Josh Allen and for Lamar, really, unfortunately, they're probably the only 2 marquee quarterbacks in the AFC that are going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry. Here's what I'm going to have to say. If the Ravens go to the Super Bowl, there's going to be no asterisks there because of how difficult this AFC is. Even if they don't play Mahomes, even if they don't play Allen, there's tough teams out there. So there's no asterisks if the Ravens go to the Super Bowl. And I think, first of all, the Chiefs are going to be a 7 seed. I think they get in at 7.
They're going to get in.
They're going to be a tough out for somebody. And I mean, you weren't here when we did our predictions, Matt, but I said Bills at Ravens in the AFC Championship. I did have the Ravens coming out of it. I as a Bills fan, I don't want that to happen, but I looked foolish, and now all of a sudden, maybe not.
And that's a fair thing. And the thing is, like, being a Ravens fan, I know Charles can attest to it because he's been a Ravens fan for a while. For the longest time, everybody said Joe Flacco wasn't elite. They threw around this word, and then, oh, he's not the cream of the crop. You still got Manning, you still got Brady, you still got Roethlisberger, you still got Rivers. I just want him to go head to head, even though quarterback head to head is such an oxymoron because they're not on the field at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But just in terms of overall leading their teams to victory, I want that type of situation. I don't think it matters for Lamar. You know why? It doesn't matter for Lamar. He's got 2 MVPs. It doesn't matter. He's going to be solidified. Mm-hmm. He's going to be solidified. It doesn't matter how he gets it. Just that he gets it. If he gets a ring with his 2 MVPs, he's a gold jacket like that. I personally think he's a gold jacket already, but that's just my bias as a Ravens fan. Well, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying, like, there'll be no asterisk. Like, this whole worry of there'll be an asterisk. Like, dude, no, I don't think that. No, because he's got 2 MVPs already. So now he's got 2 MVPs and a Super Bowl win. I
I mean, the only guy who has a career that's active right now like that would be what? Aaron, 1 Super Bowl win, 3 MVPs. Lamar's in
Mahomes.
that neighborhood, and everyone thinks Aaron's a surefire gold jacket. So I mean, if
Yeah.
Lamar gets a ring, I don't think you have to go through a gauntlet because it's any
Right.
given Sunday, every given league year. I love it when they were talking about the Bears this weekend, and Brady was like Brady and who calls the game with them? They were like, people are gonna say, oh, the Bears haven't played the best people, and Brady's like, yeah, who cares? You still have to win in the NFL, and that's not easy.
I mean,
It
that's
doesn't
true.
matter who you play; it matters that you win. And he's right.
You're
I
absolutely
think I think Matt is also talking about psychologically. There's something to when the Red Sox actually got to World Series. Was it more important for them to beat the Yankees? I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, for
it's
the
not
trash
just winning the
talkers,
World Series, but
yeah,
he's
for the
lost to
trash talk side of the
Mahomes
house, yeah, great.
every
'cause
time.
They'll come back and say, well, yeah, but you didn't beat Patrick. Well, you know what the retort is for that? Yeah, because Patrick wasn't good enough that year to be in the playoffs. So guess what? Pound sand. I still got a ring. Who cares?
Yeah. It like I do agree with what Charles was saying. It's a psychological thing, and it's more along the lines of I don't want there to be any doubt to anyone. Now I've sat through both the Ravens Super Bowl seasons, and I saw how they went. The Ravens barely eked in the first time as a wild card. They eked in the second time as a wild card. It's not going to be that situation, but I just want this for Lamar, and that's just where it's coming from as a fan. I don't want there to be any doubt as to who they beat, because the thing is, as much as you're saying that it's any given Sunday, if the Ravens go through Denver, Indy, and then Buffalo, the first thing people are gonna say is, "Oh, it was Denver and Indy," or "Oh, it was Bo Nix and Daniel Jones."
Yeah, and the reply to that, yeah, you know why?
Because
Because
they were that
Mahomes
good that
wasn't good
year.
enough to be there.
Right.
Mhm.
I just wanted for just for my mind, but that's neither here nor there. I do think that the Ravens are going to be probably in Buffalo. There's probably going to be a rematch this year. I see if the Ravens are getting hot right now, I'm not saying that because they're my team, but
Well, they are. They're
I mean,
buzzsaw right now.
yeah, they're getting hot. It's getting to be cold outside. Derrick Henry does his best work in the later months of the year. A lot of people are starting to make business decisions and getting out of his way again. Lamar, he's having another really good year. I know he missed some time, but he's playing very well. And if this offensive line can just hold up for a little bit, I think that we're going to be a serious noise-making
Well,
team.
and you guys have an ace in the hole because you very smartly went back and got Huntley back.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
he's always
very
been
right.
the best backup quarterback for Lamar in history. I mean, I don't know why they ever let him walk away to begin with, because with him, it's like Lamar is 1A and Huntley, believe it, is 1B. The drop-off is that.
Yeah,
And for
you're
whatever reason, those two are so similar. They don't have to change the playbook. They don't have to change the rhythm. They don't even change who the favorite targets are for crying out loud. It's almost like they're mind melded, those two, Lamar. And it's just like, so if Lamar does have to miss a quarter or a game, it's like, yeah, all right, Huntley's here. No big deal. Because we got, as Bears fans, oh, you guys got beat by Lamar Huntley. He beat us last time too, because guess what? Lamar Huntley. It might as well be Lamar Huntley.
right.
Huntley is so good of a backup for Lamar that there's almost no difference when he's in the game.
Yeah, especially this year because
Why
Lamar.
haven't you guys mentioned New England? I'm like, y'all just
Oh,
skip
we
right
talked
past.
about
I think,
we talked about New England before you came on the.
Yeah.
did.
I mean, New England.
okay. I
Look,
was like,
New England's
that's
going
the
to have
best team.
at some point the wheels are going to fall
Yeah.
off. I think with New England and
Why?
Indy.
Adam, you
New
look you're
England,
9 years
Indy,
old.
yeah, Indy and Denver
What's
I get
that?
a little bit, but New England, I don't see it.
It might not happen till the playoffs, Charles. But I mean, when they play Buffalo in the playoffs, or they play Baltimore in the playoffs, I think it's a lot different than playing them in the regular season.
New England, I'm not as convinced of that. The other two, I
Man,
agree.
you're
like,
crazy, Chuck.
Indy,
Come on.
and I'm not as convinced. New England is Drake May. I think is really scaring me. Drake
May,
really
they'll get look at his passes. A lot of high percentage stuff that teams aren't shutting down because they don't have the corners to do it. When they play a stout defense that shuts down these easy passes, he's going to have a wheels off the truck game. It's going to happen. I mean, kudos to the coaching staff. Kudos to the play callers. I mean, Daniel, look, he can't be a head coach anymore because he kills franchises, but he's a good OC for New England. They've got a good system right now. But when it gets to the playoff time, man, like some of those things that you kind of kept in the bag in the regular season on defense come out. Some of these different exotic blitzes, different looks to confuse a young quarterback like a Drake May or a Caleb Williams or a Bo Nix will come out. And some of these guys will get confused, and some of these easy little passes they've been making their bread and butter get taken away. So, I mean, and then you're talking about some veteran head coaches who've gone deep in the playoffs with veteran defensive players who
Well, wait a minute. So Mike Vrabel hasn't coached in. Oh wait, he has coached in an AFC.
I didn't say anything about rookie head coaches. I'm talking about young quarterbacks. I mean, yeah, he's. But you're talking also about these veteran head coaches, and Vrabel is until he wasn't. Because how many AFC Championship games has Vrabel coached? How many deep playoff runs did Vrabel make with Tennessee?
More than your coach has done.
Well, my coach is a brand new freaking head coach.
That dude is
congratulations
like
for saying
11
the obvious
games,
there,
bro.
Captain Obvious. He's a brand new head coach. Of course, he hasn't head coached an NFC Championship game. This is his first year as a head coach, and the Captain Obvious award goes to. But I mean, I think when these guys hit, when Indy and Denver and New England, which great of a story as they are, when they hit Baltimore, who right now is a buzzsaw, when they hit Buffalo in the playoffs, and Allen just seems to go to a whole nother atmosphere that no one even knows exists. And I think that those guys, that's when they're going to have trouble. And they have to go through their steps, and maybe they survive it, maybe they don't. But right now, if I'm betting on either Buffalo or Baltimore. And I'm not trying to not give love to those other three teams or those other teams, but really, I mean, if you just take it down to all the brass tacks, when it comes down to it, those other two teams are probably the best two teams in the AFC right now.
Well, I'm glad Adam's here, so we can talk about one of Week 12's biggest encounters, Steelers-Bears. Adam, do you want Mason Rudolph to play, or you want Aaron Rodgers with one healthy hand playing?
I want to see what Will Howard can do.
So do I.
He's not playing.
Active?
He's going to have to be active this week, right?
I mean, he's
Depends
your
what they do with
emergency
Rodgers.
quarterback.
I mean, it depends what goes on with that non-throwing hand of old man Rodgers.
Just give him some
Here's
Metamucil.
here's the bad thing about doing a show on Tuesday. The injury report doesn't come out till tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right?
true.
And Snoop That Poop, you kind of hit it, man. Aaron Rodgers, faking injury, still have to lose to the Bears. But no, I think Aaron wants to play. I think Aaron would play if it's broken. He's wearing a cast. He just wants to play against the Bears. This is a game for him. But, the Bears, we'll find out tomorrow. I think we're getting healthy this week. I think we're getting TJ Edwards back. We're getting Jalen Johnson back. And we're getting Spidey back. And if we get all three of them back, this is a completely different Bears defense that we have not seen since week 6. And we haven't even seen week 6 because JJ hasn't played all year.
Jalen Johnson's a dog. I like Jalen Johnson, man. He's a hell of a
It
quarterback.
changes the defense up. It changes the defense up. Look at the guy we got right now. We always bitch about him. But he had a big interception on Sunday in the end zone. He's a good backup for JJ. He's proved to be somewhat serviceable. But man, when you get Spidey back, you get JJ back, and you got that combo of Edwards and Edmonds at the linebacking core. It's a totally different Bears defense than what you see now.
I'm always.
Hey, I remember when some other Pittsburgh quarterback played with a broken arm. Anybody remember that?
Terry Bradshaw?
There you go.
I wasn't even alive. I wasn't.
No, you're right. I was about 11 years old.
So Ken, are you concerned that these defensive backs for these Steelers are going to be probably a really good test for Caleb this week?
No. You know why? Well, first off, with Kyler Gordon coming back and our defense getting right, I'm happy there. Offensively, we're the number 3 offense in the league. And here's an interesting thing. The first 4 games was all about the passing game to the wide receivers. Then it became about the running game with Monangai, who might be the best 7th-round pick of the year, and Swift. Last week, it was all about the tight ends. We have yet to have a game where you've included the tight ends, the running backs, and the receivers all in concert. It's always been one or the other. So if your corners are going to take away Rome and DJ, cool. I'll give you Cole Kmet, Colson Loveland, and Swift out of the backfield, and Burden streaking across the middle, or I'll just run the ball. So, I mean, this offense is problematic for defenses that are good at one thing and not another, or maybe they're good at like taking away a receiver in the run, but now I got tight ends and other receivers. Ben Johnson said that we won't play our best ball to December, and I believe him because everything Ben Johnson has said about this team has come true so far and the way he's mapped it out. So this team is still getting better. The 3rd-ranked offense in the league, and it's still not even where it's supposed to be yet. And they're healthy, and that's the other key thing. They're healthy with a durable quarterback, unlike the bust in Atlanta, the bust in Minnesota, and the bust in Washington, D.C. Because they're not durable quarterbacks. They can't stay healthy. They're already missing significant times at this part in their career. That may change for them. I hope I'm wrong, and they prove not to be bust later. But right now, I'm going to label them as such because here it's game time, and where are they? Playing, they're with Kyler Murray playing Call of Duty 7 or 8 or whatever it is. I mean, this Bears offense, I'm not concerned about your defensive backs taking away Rome or DJ because I got 5 other guys I can throw to or run. And Caleb has shown the capability and knowing when to do it, where he'll pop off 15, 18, 20-yard runs. And then Ben Johnson peppers in these plays. My favorite play the Bears had this year, they've run it 3 times. It's Caleb and Tyson and Bagent both on the field at the same time. Only one time did they throw it backwards to Bagent, who then threw it forwards to Caleb. The last 2 were fakes, one to a tight end and one to a running back. The last one on a tight end didn't work so well. But Ben is willing to do crazy stuff like that. That I think you might see a little bit of that this weekend to mess up your DBs.
Hey Ken, I wanted to let you know, man. I'm always going to be a fan of your Bears. It's a faraway admiration. You guys drafted one of my high school teammates in the 1st round a while ago, Kyle Fuller. So
I loved Kyle Fuller when he was a Bear. Yeah,
Kyle was a freshman when I was a senior at Mount St. Joe here in Baltimore.
Nice. I mean, look, I've always liked. I've got 2 Ray Lewis helmets sitting in my case right here, and I've got a Ravens Hollywood Brown back here. In fact, funny story about the Hollywood Brown. I got it 3 weeks later. They traded him. I was so pissed. But yeah, this is gonna be an interesting game. I don't know. Injury report tomorrow is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually meeting Ray Lewis next month on December 6th. He's doing a dinner sponsored by Jimmy's Seafood, and it's like a limited ticket thing where there's only like 100 or so tickets available.
Yeah,
and,
you know what?
I get a chance to meet him.
It's almost problematic the way he does helmet signings because he does Chantilly like everyone does, but then he doesn't really do shows. He does these events, and I think in a one way, I mean, I know they're expensive.
I'll be right back.
You get to spend time with them. You have dinner with them. You take a picture with them. He'll sign your item. I think that's kind of a cool thing that he does, but it definitely prices out a lot of people.
Yeah, it's $150 a ticket.
Yeah.
I have a question. Through 11 weeks, I mean, they've been good, they've been bad, they've been ugly. Who do you think's the most disappointing team in the league right now?
I think there's a couple.
Joe first.
The most disappointing team in the league. That I'm trying to think here real quick, top of my head. Houston's got to be up there. Obviously, Washington. Now, some people in this podcast said Washington was going to come in last place in the NFC East. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but it's certainly a lost season for them. I would have to say Washington, Houston, Even you could put Atlanta in there. Everybody keeps saying this is the year that they come through. This is the year they come through. This is the year they come through, and they ain't never coming through. So I'll give you those three right off the bat. Right now, though, I would have to say the Chargers. Somebody's team just destroyed them.
Chargers are 7-4, though.
All right, 7-4.
Yeah, but when they lose their two best linemen, they're no longer a 7-4 team. Like, they're not going to win many more games.
Yeah.
And by the way, who made mincemeat of the Chargers this weekend, like we always do?
Who? What was that?
Who made
sorry about
the Chargers again this past weekend?
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
we know.
Yes.
I forgot you guys had a football team.
Yeah, they
Matt,
play in London.
When do you have John Abrams on?
Oh, John Abraham's going to be on our show tomorrow night. That was a good pull by Daniel, man. He's friends with Abraham. So
That was awesome when I saw the post. I was like, that's awesome.
yeah, we're trying to get some surprise guests on. We're working on a really good one for Cincinnati. I can't give too much away because Wilcox will kill me if he finds out. But he's not a football player. But
I was thinking Ocho.
no, it's not Ocho. He's not a football player, but he's famous. Like famous, and I'm surprised that he even agreed to do it. But
if it's Cincinnati, I know who it is, and he would be really famous. But
yeah, Dylan, don't say nothing. Damn it!
I'm not going to spill the beans, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
It's
and
not-
Dylan, if you're looking for a most disappointing player, I'm going to go J.J. McCarthy on that one.
Oh,
that's fair. I think the most disappointing.
Josh, come on here. Why you type in the chat room? Get your butt up here and let's talk.
You know, Joe, I mean, that's why I call them a bust. I mean, you're right. I mean, look at and you look at J.J. McCarthy, who you're now at week 12 of his second season.
Well,
as a
J.J.
professional.
McCarthy hasn't even played.
And he's played in 6 games. And then you look at Penix, who's now on the IR for the rest of the season, probably. I mean, that's another young kid, can't stay healthy. You look at Jaden Daniels, can't stay on the field. You know, I mean, those three, I threw them in a bust category only, not because, they all have moments you're like, ooh, but they can't stay on the field. They can't stay healthy. I mean, what good are you of being a generational quarterback, whatever accolades the media wants to throw at you, if you can't stay healthy and play ball?
Yeah. Yeah, just Daniels I might not put on that list yet, but the other two, I mean, it's looking like you very well might be right.
I mean, look how quick we got rid of Richardson in Indianapolis because he couldn't stay healthy. What's the difference between Richardson and J.J. McCarthy right now?
I would argue the one difference between J.J. McCarthy and Richard is that J.J. McCarthy played for Harbaugh in college and Kevin O'Connell in the NFL. Now, maybe these young quarterbacks need more time. I mean, I hate that we keep picking and prodding young quarterbacks.
You have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Just throw the ball in the air.
That helps, but Jordan Addison couldn't catch a cold in Alaska barefoot, naked with.
Okay, just throw them in the fourth quarter then when he catches the ball.
Hey guys, I don't want to interrupt. I'm sorry. I'm being summoned upstairs.
Tell the missus we said hi.
I will. Yep. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys.
How do people get you, Matt?
You can find me on Twitter or X at mtrigwbp. That's where I do a lot of my promotion for the show, Weebly Purple Podcast on YouTube with Daniel Wilcox, retired Raven and Super Bowl champion tight end from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2002 squad. And we're going to have John Abraham tomorrow night. And we just had Kadre Ismail.
Rocket Ishmael.
Yeah, we had Kadre. Rocket is Raheem.
That's the missile Quadri Ismail. The other one was a rocket.
We just had Brendan Imadejo, former Bear, on recently as well. So yeah, we got some pretty cool guests coming up. You know, just make sure you guys check us out. I respect everything that you guys are doing. I pay attention to all your shows. I like and retweet them and share them in all the groups. But thanks for having me on, guys. It was fun chatting with y'all for a little bit. But my
Matt,
services were needed.
I didn't know the other show is going on right now, but apparently Haas and Rich are doing an Eddie Guerrero
They are.
show
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna probably check that out tomorrow while I'm at work. But you guys be safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving. If I don't talk to you guys again, go Ravens.
All right,
good
Matt,
talking
take
to
it
you.
easy,
Go on,
buddy.
Matt.
I was going to say, too, you got to give some of these quarterbacks time to develop. There's some guy named Darnold out there that everybody
Yeah,
he was supposed to be a great one, and he was a
I
bust.
mean,
and
I mean,
now,
look at
he's
Josh
not,
Allen. Look at
he's not
Josh
an
Allen.
MVP, but
Second
still.
Yeah,
year.
Joe, I'll give him 3 years. I mean, I'm not calling them bust certified, but you got to give them their 3 years. Like, just like I'm not going to call Caleb the guy yet. I'm not going to call Bo Nix the guy yet. I'm not going to call any of these young guys the guy. You got to give them their 3 years minimum to see if they're working in that system, in that team. And some guys we label as busts, and they go to a second team, and all of a sudden they're in a better system, a better situation. But I mean, I feel like certain quarterbacks, like CJ Stroud, is still living off of the buzz of his rookie year, and so is Houston. They're living off the buzz of that rookie year, and he hasn't matched it or even come close. So while he's a good quarterback, I think at the end of this being his 3rd year, we'll be able to say, yeah, Stroud's a serviceable starting quarterback who's maybe a little better than average. He's not the super stud he was his rookie year.
I don't think he ever was. I think you were, because he was so good as a rookie, you were expecting him to go up, and he may not be. I think you might be stepping him up too much. Stroud's pretty good. He's not great, but he's still pretty good. He's terrible on the road for whatever reason. When he plays at home,
bring him in.
He's a wholly different guy. I don't know why.
Well, part of Stroud's problem is that he's always getting concussions because Houston's offensive line couldn't protect the nosebleed.
Well, I mean, some of these guys, that's part of it, though, is being durable. I mean, look, I don't want to hear about how much he got hit when Caleb Williams got sacked more than any quarterback in the NFL. And here we are in week 12, and he's yet to miss a game.
I'll give you this, Ken. I think we're seeing a difference between durable and non-durable quarterbacks. James Daniels was hurt at LSU, hurt in college. Tua was hurt in Alabama, hurt in the NFL. You know who wasn't hurt in college? Caleb Williams. You know who?
Drake May wasn't either.
Playing every single Sunday? Josh Allen. You know who's playing every single Sunday? Well, you know who's basically playing every single Sunday for the Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, that's the key. I mean, that's the big thing we got to look at as we go. Because look at these guys are going to be looking for big contracts pretty soon, and it's like RG3, great quarterback, no durability. That's why his time in the league was so short. Is Jaden Daniels, who's basically built like a shooting guard in the NBA, going to be durable enough to play in the NFL for another 5 years? I don't know. I think there's a question. If JJ McCarthy gets hurt again this year, there will be questions. I mean, the knee injury, that happens. That's okay. That's whatever. But then he gets hurt this year, and now you look the reports. Some of the reports come out of Minnesota after the Bears game is that JJ wasn't really quite healthy, and they kind of forced him to play.
Josh is having hearing problems on his headset, so that's why I just put him backstage.
I mean, so is JJ McCarthy going to be a durability issue? If he is, Quezzy's going to have to start looking for another quarterback. And then you look at a guy who now in year 3 has got his team in position in the NFC South, which we didn't think was going to happen, and he's durable.
And that's Dylan's point. In college, he's another guy who was on the shelf, missing games, had to play Kate McNamara, etc. And now he's in the NFL. Same thing.
So, I mean, I don't know why when we draft these guys on draft weekend, like the hype train gets so ridiculous. Like, I don't know why these guys don't think if they were injury problem children in college, why that wouldn't transfer to the NFL, because I would say 98% of the time it does.
And not the hype like Mal Kiper gives people.
Yeah. I mean, some of these guys they're the second coming. And look, that made it really hard for Caleb because Caleb's had to live up to this moniker no quarterback is going to live up to in his rookie year. They build these quarterbacks up way too much in the draft. Shador Sanders, look how they built him up, and he goes to the 5th round, and I think he's gonna look like ass again this week. We just put way too much hype on these quarterbacks, and then we ignore. Who's a great example is Richardson. Richardson has a great combine. Before the combine, maybe a 2nd or 3rd round pick. Has a great combine in a pristine condition with pristine everything. And, draft him early, and Indy does. Negating the fact that he's coming out of college injured, right? And then how has he spent this whole career in Indy?
And
Injured.
didn't have a handful of starts at Florida.
And that's the way it was with Kenny Pickett, too.
Yeah.
Way too early.
Well, Pickett, but the reason you guys took Pickett was another reason. And that's because of
I know that, but it was still way too early.
Yeah.
Pickett would have made it. Pickett would have made it to the 2nd round.
Yeah, that Dan Marino pick
was also the product of the worst quarterback draft in many, many years, Adam. But that's
what was it? Malik? What was it? Willett? No, who was that? I don't even know who was in that class anymore.
Willis from Liberty, I think it was.
Right, he ended up being number 6.
So Pickett was the only quarterback in the 1st round that year too. I mean,
there were 3. There were 3.
Didn't Pickett go at 20 and he was the only one?
Yep.
Was it? I thought Malik was.
Yeah. He was the only quarterback taken the 1st round at 20.
Not bad.
He would have made it to the 2nd round.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not sure in that draft they even had one in the 2nd round, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
Mo Willis was the next one in round 3. Yeah.
3rd round, like Sam Howell went in the 4th or 5th round. it was.
I get why the Steelers did that because it was the ghost of Dan Marino. Here's a Pitt guy who last time they didn't take in the 1st round. They had an opportunity. He goes to Miami and has a Hall of Fame career, and they didn't want to have another Pitt guy not go to them. So when he showed up at 20 and was on the board, they're like, best quarterback in the draft. We got to take him at 20 because if we don't, someone else is going to – and then what have you, if he has a Marino career, I get it. The ghost of Marino haunted them in a bad way. But you know what?
Josh,
now you're free of it. Now you're free of
it. Can you hear me over there?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
yes, Graham Kuba. So is your alarm clock going to be set for the Vegas Grand Prix this weekend?
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it. I'm only gonna watch the race, not the qualifying.
Oh, come on. You've got to watch qualifying. That's probably, it's on the strip when they go 220 miles an hour. Okay, never mind.
Joe, did you and Jamie go live today or no?
No, he's still in Florida.
He's on a birthday vacation, huh?
He's south. He's down south.
Yeah, he said 2 weeks. So next week he'll be back on.
I think he's down by Fort Myers, Dylan.
That would be me. I'm in a sterile, and they're all literally 10 million.
Did you try to hook up with Jamie?
There were 10 million New Yorkers, and they're all from Buffalo.
Oh, I know. And Jamie was at the Bills-Dolphins game last week.
Yeah.
By the way, this is true. There's a restaurant just down the road from me called Buffalo Chips.
Oh, yeah.
True story. There's a restaurant in Bonitas called Buffalo Chips. If I would have worn a Dolphin jersey at that game, it would have thrown buffalo wings at me.
Yeah. So, Adam, this weekend, what concerns you about playing the Bears?
The weather? I don't know. We expecting a lot of wind in the Windy City or no?
Let me look at the weather. But I wouldn't think you guys would give a rat's ass about the weather. You're a cold weather team.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday it's going to be 41 degrees and sunny with 41 for a low, 58 for a high, sunny.
Wow. So it's going to be a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 30 degrees in Chicago on Saturday. Everybody was wearing short sleeves.
It's going to be a nice day in Chicago. No precipitation, light breeze at best.
Plus, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers.
And you're on the lakefront, so it's going to be a little warmer on the lakefront than it is in the burbs. So if that's the temperature for O'Hare, add another 5 degrees to it.
So is Jalen Warren going to play this weekend? Kenneth Gainwell, is he going to be a starter? Is Caleb Johnson finally going to figure it out and be able to run the damn ball like he did in college? I know he's closer to his college, so who knows? Maybe he'll have a decent following and wake up a little bit out there. Obviously, is Jalen Ramsey going to be able to hold his temper? I know he got spit on, but still, you can't do that in professional games.
So is he not going to get a suspension for the punch?
I only saw Chase. I didn't hear anything about Ramsey. But
Jalen Carter's situation where Carter was ejected, and basically that was his suspension.
Well, yeah, but that didn't happen in well, he did get ejected. Did Ramsey get it? Yeah, he got ejected, but
Ramsey got thrown out of the game, so that's why they felt the need.
But it
to
was later.
Chase.
But that was later in the game, so I don't know. He could still get. I don't think he's going to get one, but he could maybe. That's an interesting.
Fellas, while we're here, top 5 power rankings, and we're gonna go with Bear first.
Who's first?
You all.
Oh, I'm looking up the Jalen Ramsey thing, and you went to me. Okay, hold on a second. Well, I guess I'll look it up later. I hate doing this every week. Okay, let me see.
You and me both, Ken.
I know. It's just like it changes from week to week, and I but whatever. Top 5. I am going to go with, in no particular order, the Rams, the Pats, the Colts.
Rich ain't here tonight, Dylan.
The Eagles. I'm gonna go with the Sheagles, and I'm gonna go with my 7-3 Chicago Bears making an entry into the top 5 this week.
Homer pick. I'm going Rams, Pats. I'm putting the Bills back up there, even though it should be just Josh Allen.
I forgot the Bills too. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go Eagles, and number 5. I guess I got to go Denver because of that defense.
Yeah, I'm going to bump my Bears out because I forgot the Bills. So my Bears are at 6. Sorry.
Joe.
All right. I'll go from 5 to 1 here. We got Patriots 5, Colts 4. Now I'm going to say Bills 4, Colts 3.
How can you put the Bills above the Patriots?
No,
just because of rankings, I'm just asking.
Long term. Let's put it that way. Long term.
Homer pick, love it.
I think the Bills go further. That's why. But I should base it on now. You're right. All right, and then I'm going to go Rams number 2. And I've been saying this all year, but I still don't see anything else. Eagles 1.
The Eagles win ugly. They win ugly.
So do the Denver Broncos.
They win like the Patriots did in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Joshy.
It's just for this week, right? I've never done one of these before, so.
Oh gosh.
Quit lying. Do your top 5. Go.
I don't even know particular order. Bills.
My kid.
I'll put the Panthers in there.
Wow. Bryce Young making the top 5 list here.
I'm gonna put the Rams.
They were good this week. They've been good though. They haven't been that. I mean, it ain't that
good because
Henrik and London left.
I'm gonna
What?
put the
Why
Patriots
don't, Paul?
and the Steelers.
You said it's Steelers. That's good.
I think I have a more crazy list than what Dylan could ever perceive.
Just put Vance McDonald out. I mean, Darnell Washington up around.
Hey, real quick, Adam. I've been scouring the media here. He could still get a suspension. They just they haven't. So right now, here's what's being reported on Ramsey. He's going to get at least a hefty fine. May still get a suspension, even though he got spat on. He still punched the dude. So I guess we won't find out till either tomorrow or Thursday.
Charles.
Seahawks 5, Broncos 4, Rams 3, Eagles 2, Patriots 1.
I have trouble putting the Hawks in there because I now seen Sam Darnold do it again.
You know what? Wait till you hear my list, Adam, because my list will be bonkers. Number 5. I know this team won on Sunday night, but the Philadelphia Eagles are now without Lane Johnson maybe for a month, and Jalen Hurts' QBR is worse than Josh's grade point average without Lane Johnson.
Wow.
And by the way, you have a 92.8 GPA, Josh. I think Jalen Hurts in the 70s without Lane Johnson. Number 4. I know Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions, but Seattle don't near beat the Rams in LA. The 12s are 4.
You mean the home game for Seattle?
Number 3. The New England Patriots. Number 2. With the NFL's best defense suffocating teams, and Bo Nix doing his best Pat Mahomes impersonation, the Denver Broncos. Now, knowing me, who would be number 1 on my list?
Are you going Homer
Team that's
pick?
not even going to make the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
Are you going Homer pick here, buddy?
No.
Across 4?
Number 1, the Los Angeles Rams. Once again are number 1 in the Spunky Power Rankings.
You know what's funny? I think we all kind of messed up because none of us really had the Ravens in there. I'm sorry, but the Ravens are a complete buzzsaw right now.
I have no idea what to
I
do
thought about
with
it. I thought about it, but I was like, not yet.
And it's hard when you look at records because you look at some of these records like, okay. And then you look at some of these teams, and that's the thing. We're all looking at the records, right? But, like, honestly,
The Ravens were 1
would you
and 5.
take Indy over Baltimore right now in the head-to-head matchup?
They haven't played Pittsburgh yet.
You know, I mean, but
I would take New England over. I'm more of a buyer. I'm surprised that y'all are not buyers of New England. I really like what I saw from New England. Also,
I think we all had New England in our top 5.
I think that's the one of New England that of the team. Denver, I'm not so sure, and Indy, I'm not so sure.
The good news with New England, we're going to find out about the Patriots weeks 15 and 16 playing Buffalo and Baltimore, because we'll find out whether or not the Patriots are for real. And by the way, I bet you that New England-Baltimore game's a Sunday night game.
But, you know, I'll agree with you, though, with the Eagles dripping down to 5 because, like, yeah, they've won. They beat the Packers. They beat the Lions. Okay. They barely beat the Packers, and they barely beat the Lions. That defense is probably better this year than it was last year. Their offense has just been terrible the last couple games. Like, you know, it's kind of like they need to get their shit together or – they may lose on Black Friday to the Bears.
Wait a minute. So Caleb Williams is going to. So wait, Caleb Williams is going to eat his turkey leg cheesesteak and beat the Eagles? No.
I mean, look at the way they're going right now. That it's a distinct. It's not. I don't think that's in a game. You go, oh well, the Eagles easily win that. No, you can't say that because their offense hasn't been doing jack. The Bears' offense, on the other hand, has been doing jack, and it's going to be a great defensive offensive matchup right now. That's an actual game. This is not like last year's Carolina Panthers against the Detroit Lions. It's not like that. The Bears are getting better. The Eagles have dropped off some from last year, and the Eagles they got who they got this week. They don't have a
Cowboys.
Yeah, they got an easy game. So if they don't, win convincingly against the Cowboys this week, then yeah, they're definitely a lot more beatable than people think because the Cowboys have an offense, but they have literally no defense. And Matt Eberflus is doing it. He needs more time. I mean, Q is a good addition, but that Dallas defense is not good. You let the Raiders put up 17 on you last night. You're not good.
Oh.
Is Q on the injury report? Or did he come back after he got injured last night?
Who?
Quentin Williamson.
I don't know if he came back. And that's another thing. If he's on the injury report and doesn't play against the Eagles, the Eagles, this is their get-right game. If you can't get the offense right against Dallas's defense, then you're really going to have problems when you play a better defense in Chicago. So, yeah, I mean, I still think Philly should be up there in the top 5, but you got to start looking at Philly going, you know what? And you failed to convert on the tush push like consecutively in the last game, even though, look at the whole ironic thing about the tush push, the first penalty on the tush push, the refs got it wrong. And everyone's thought but the refs, right? Because Detroit was in the neutral zone. And the hand movie was to show the ref, hey, he's in the neutral zone. But instead of calling the neutral zone infraction, they called the false start, which was the wrong call. But, I mean, look, then they still didn't convert it the other times they tried it. That's telling you Philly is having some issues offensively right now. So if they do not beat up on Dallas, it's game on against Chicago on Black Friday.
Well, Ken, did you see the PI call at the end of the game between that and the PI in Madrid?
Oh, that PI was horrendous. But you know what, though?
Terrible.
I'll say this, though. Overall, Week 11 – much better officiating overall in the league. They're still missing some calls, yes, but there aren't as many egregious misses as there has been in previous weeks. I thought that, like in the Bears game, they missed an obvious face mask against the Vikings. I mean, he turned the guy's head and the ref's looking right at him, and he didn't throw the flag on the face mask. So there's still some egregious misses. But overall, the officiating has gotten better because they have fired some crews.
Was that the run, Ken, you're talking about?
Yeah, that run in the Bears game. They've showed the replay like a million times. You can see him yanking the face mask, and the refs looking right at him. It's like, how do you miss that? There are still some bad calls, but overall, the officiating's been better. And I'm never going to use the officiating as a reason because they're part of the game. That's what we've been taught since we were kids. The refs are a part of the game.
You know me, I'm the trivia savant. You guys,
before you get started, I'm going to run away here. So, before you get started on something new, but thanks for having me on. And again, always enjoy talking to you guys.
Absolutely, Joe. Anytime, buddy. You know that.
Thank you. All right, we'll talk soon.
Have a good one, Joe.
All right, Joe.
All right, so I'm the trivia savant. Everybody tries and fails. Does anyone have trivia for me? Although a trivia nerd is not here right now.
I don't. I was not. I'm not very history today.
I would have had them.
You guys failed.
No shit.
It's my birthday. I can fail if I want to.
Wow. Happy birthday.
Animal.
By the way, 25th birthday, Major.
My new best friend right there. Thank you, Charles.
By the way, Josh, what's with Ohio State? Come on, #1 in the country again. You have to wear that shirt. Oh, now you're boasting. Like the The last time Ohio State played Michigan, I think it was 1922. Beat Michigan was 1922.
Can Dave beat him finally?
Yes, be all
I'm
right.
hearing Ryan Day's name start to come up for pro jobs. There aren't a lot of candidates, so Ryan Day,
Coaching
especially if he
carousel,
can win
man.
two back-to-back.
Saw James
in
Franklin
state.
went to Virginia Tech, huh?
Buff that higher.
And there might be some openings after this weekend's games. Like Raheem Morris might be on the street if Atlanta loses to the Saints. I think
All right, so
Raheem Morris might be gone.
So I guess here's my question: would you rather keep that coach and just keep the downward spiral continuing to have a chance at a good draft pick, or would you rather bring in fresh blood?
The Falcons don't even have the first.
Are we talking about Atlanta? You know what? Look, at Penix is a bust in my eyes right now.
No. I'm just saying in general. Like, you bring in a new head coach right now, he's going to come in full steam, full of energy, ready to go, trying to get this team motivated to win. When you have a coach that just has no control of the team, they're losing like crazy. So would you rather try and just blow off the season, or would you rather try and get a couple wins under your belt?
I don't know if Raheem Morris has lost the locker room or lost the team or has that issue. I think their GM has done a shitty job of managing the personnel. You go spend $100 million on Kirk, then you draft Penix at number 10 or number 9, whatever he was, and it's like, really? I mean, why didn't you get Kirk a receiver? Why didn't you take Roma Dunze? Right? That would have really fucked the Bears up. So I don't know if you bring in a new head coach and then what head coaches are going to be out there that you're going to bring in that's going to transform. Who's the Ben Johnson of this year? Is it, I don't know if there's an offensive coach, an OC out there that's going to get poached right now, because the teams that are doing well, you're not taking McDaniels because he kills franchises, so he's safe in New England. There's no one to steal from Chicago. You could steal who's ever calling plays in Tampa. That always seems to work. Ask Jacksonville. But I don't know, man. I think you got to fire the GM first. I think you do what Miami did. You fire the GM and get a guy in there who's not going to do stupid crap that's going to set your franchise back 10 years.
Well, Ken, remember the Falcons don't have the first round pick, traded to LA for James Pierce. So Atlanta, right now, that pick would be the number 8 pick. You imagine the Falcons go 3-14 and give the Rams the top 5 pick?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I think their GM needs to go. It's not necessarily Raheem Morris.
The owner is a problem. He's terrible. A couple years ago, there was one team that had enough cap space that needed to do anything to sign Lamar Jackson when Lamar was a free agent. Lamar lives in Florida. The Falcons never called him. That tells you all you need to know, right? To just poorly run. And Morris, I don't know why he doesn't get more heated as a coach. Kind of like Dayball. People keep saying good things about Raheem Morris. His rankings defensively as a coordinator aren't great. He kind of went under the Bowles, Dungy. He's kind of the last of that. They're poorly run.
And for some reason,
might be a bust on top of that.
And for some reason, the Atlanta Falcons don't use Bijan Robinson like a top 10 team should. We saw Ashton Jantine, Raiders not use him, but the Raiders are whatever.
With Atlanta, I think you got to fire the GM and maybe you fire Raheem Morris. But here, once again, is the issue. Who are the offensive-minded coaching candidates that you would want in Atlanta? Because I don't think they want a defensive-minded coach. They're going to want an offensive-minded coach. So Daboll's out there. But honestly, I think if anything, Daboll might end up back in – if he doesn't end up in Penn State, taking one of those big money jobs like Penn State or LSU, he ends up replacing the current OC in Buffalo and going for a ring with Allen. The dude's got his generational wealth. The money he doesn't care about. Some of these coaches, he wants to be a head coach again, but he's like, I can go to Penn State, coach college kids, or I can go be the OC in Buffalo and get a ring with Josh. That'll get me to the head coaching job much faster than going to coach college and have to recruit and do all the stupid crap you have to do with that. Sure, I won't make as much money if I go back to, if let's say the opportunity to go to be the OC in Buffalo happens again. But my God, that would just put Buffalo over the top, I would think, if they don't get there this year. So if you're Atlanta, who are you going to hire? You can't hire Gruden. His court case probably won't even get heard till midsummer at earliest, and especially all these new motions the NFL keeps filing to muck up the system and take even longer to get to court.
Why don't the Falcons try and get Mike McCarthy? He's a really good offensive-minded coach, won a Super Bowl, and the Cowboys went 12-5.
Because he's fat and he's lazy.
I don't know. He went 12-5 3 straight years.
Dude, he's fat and he's lazy. If you ask any Packer fan, they'll tell you he's fat, he's lazy, he doesn't want to put in the work. And he did the same thing in Dallas, and that's why Jerry kicked his ass to the curb. His time is past, man.
His record is way better than in both places what they've been doing in Atlanta, any of the places you mentioned. I keep hearing McCarthy can't coach, but he's winning a lot of games. Not Super Bowl all the time, but you look at Atlanta, you're telling me McCarthy isn't way better.
He would make them better. He would make. I agree. No, I agree with you, Charles. He'd make them better. But is he at that point? You're saying he's a Band-Aid and he's not the full-time fix. You know what I mean?
I think they're gonna. This is why I think a lot of these college coaches are getting a look. Sarkisian, Ryan Day, Lane Kiffin. They're going to take a look at these guys because there's not a lot of these old coordinators like you mentioned. So the next thing you do is you look at these college guys that are going to come in. I think Sark is a name for if he wants to leave Texas, which he might not want to because it's a ton of money. But if he wants to leave Texas, I think there might be a job for him.
You've got what's his name in DC, the OC there.
Bieniemy.
Kingsbury.
No, Bieniemy is the running backs coach for the Bears.
Kingsbury.
Who?
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury. He'll get looked at for a head coaching gig somewhere.
What about Jesse Minter? What about Jesse Minter, the Charger defensive coordinator?
See, the problem is though, like, okay, look at teams that are going to be looking for head coaches. If you're New York, maybe you take a defensive-minded head coach if you can get a really good OC. But I think if you're Atlanta, you want an offensive-minded coach. If you're Miami, you're staying in firm. If you're the Steelers, you're staying firm because you know next year you're going to let Tomlin coach, and then he's going to retire because you're not going to renew a contract, and you hope that Gruden's done with this court case so you can snag Gruden. I think that's what the Steelers are kind of in a weird way open for because that might fit the Gruden timeline. But who else is looking for a coach? Tennessee. I think they want a defensive coach in Tennessee.
It's pretty impressive.
Do you think Tomlin gets another year in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I think they're kind of fed up with him.
I've heard from
Wait. Repeat what you just said.
I think they're kind of fed up with Tomlin in Pittsburgh. I mean,
they are. But I've heard
I'm not saying I stand by he's a good coach. I think a lot of teams would be lucky. I'm just saying in Pittsburgh, I think they've had enough. And I think
so here's the word out of Pittsburgh HQ that I've gotten from some buddies of mine who cover the Steelers up there and have contacts in the Steelers organization. The word on the street is this. They're going to let Tomlin coach to the end of his contract, which will be 20 years as a head coach, and they're just not going to renew him. So basically, they're going to give him his hail and farewell next year. It's his farewell tour next year, regardless of how this year ends up. He's got one more year, and I think, though, if you think about the way the coach – look at the available coaches this year. I mean, you're going to get rid of Tomlin and get what? But if you hold on to him for a year – you've got a certain defensive coordinator in Minnesota who might be available next year, if not this year. And you've got Gruden.
Pittsburgh.
What now?
They're not going to bring Flores back to Pittsburgh.
You could do Flores, possibly, but I think
Gruden he left here as the defensive coordinator to go be the defense coordinator in Minnesota.
I think he'd be the head coach. They make him the head coach and
He wasn't even a D coordinator in Pittsburgh. That's why
he was a linebackers coach, I believe, right?
Yeah,
he wasn't. So you could see Flores maybe this year. So it depends how fast the arbitration goes, but arbitration's been backed up since COVID. So maybe it doesn't happen this offseason. But next offseason, you could have the NFL could have both those cases adjudicated, right? Where all of a sudden now, if you're Pittsburgh, you're like, I got Flores and Gruden's available. I think Gruden.
I don't think Tomlin's going to go for the scenario you just said. He's
You
going
don't
to
have a
ask for an
choice. They're not going to renew his
extension.
contract.
If they don't renew it, then he's going to want to leave right now.
You know what I think?
I don't think he's going to go for that unless he really wants to retire and not coach anymore, which I doubt.
You know what I think happens with Tomlin? I think Mike Tomlin coaches Steelers as long as he feels right, and then Mike Tomlin becomes the number one guy on television.
I mean,
Tomlin
has got 1 year left. Then you'll have 20 years of service. God, I'm getting old. Because I remember when it was his first year. Anywho, I mean, I get what you're saying, Charles, but I don't think he's just going to retire a year early or quit. He's going to take the money and give it one last try.
No, but he's going to have Tomlin's going to have
be 54 years old.
All of those openings you're talking about would take Mike Tomlin. That's kind of what we just talked about with McCarthy. So
yeah, but
why can't we trade him? Why can't we trade him and get a number one pick out of him?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They would love Tomlin, but they don't want to give up the pick, and Atlanta doesn't have the pick to give up.
What about the Giants?
I don't think the Giants can afford to give up the pick because you know what? They need offensive line, and they need to spend that pick on an offensive lineman.
You know they're not. They're going to let their kid pick, and it's going to be a wide receiver.
You might not be wrong, but I mean, I don't know. I think Tomlin finishes out, retires gracefully, waits 5 years, goes in the Hall of Fame, and goes work for CBS.
I don't see it. There's nothing that makes me think that this guy is ready to pack it in and just. I seriously doubt it. That he just
20 years with one organization's a badge of honor. How many coaches can you say did that? I think he may pack it in, and I mean, even if he doesn't, I don't see he can't do anything. He's under contract. The team has the power here. Now the team can release him and fire him at the end of the year, sure. But like I said, word on the street is that they're content to let him run out his contract and just not rehire him.
You almost never can get away with that with a coach. That coach goes in that last year, wants an extension almost always. John Harbaugh signed like 6 of them now. That coach,
so if he does, so once again though, for Steelers, it's like hey, I want an extension. We're not going to give it to you. Well, then I'm not going to coach. Well, then retire. Well, I don't want to retire. Well, then coach. But I want an extension. We're not going to give it to you. Then I'm going to hold out. Then we're just going to hire someone as an interim replacement until you come back. I mean, they can play this game with Tomlin, but the team has all the power.
Not real. I mean, he's got FU money. He can just stay home for a year, like Dylan talked about, just to work on, pretend to care about the games on ESPN, and just wait for the offers to roll in. Say, well,
I don't think
why would he stay if
because his whole life is about the Steelers. He's one of those guys. I get what you're saying, but Tomlin is not one of those guys. Like Tomlin is bleeds Steelers. He bleeds it. And if they're saying, hey, Tomlin, it's been 20 years, we're not going to renew you after next year, but we want you to give you a proper send off and let you have your last year. Honestly, I don't think Tomlin becomes a prima donna about it. I think he goes out, gives everything his best, puts the organization on the best footing he can, like it was given to him from Coward when he took over, and be a smooth transition and basically preserve his legacy. You don't want to Sammy Sosa your legacy. Sammy Sosa had his phenomenal legacy in Chicago until he fucked it all up and acted the fool. You don't, and then it took how many years for him to even be accepted back in Chicago? Tomlin doesn't want to do that after 19 years there. It's about legacy with these guys, man.
I think he would still be successful somewhere else, though. That's the difference.
He's not going to fuck up his legacy over it.
Go be successful at 500. It's awesome. I love it.
I mean, but he's not going to mess up his legacy over it. He'll coach the year. They won't renew him. He'll take a year off, work for CBS or ESPN, making a fat paycheck. And then
what if he falls flat? What if this team ends up falling flat on their face, Ken? What if? I mean, then what happens?
If they fire him, I mean, look, if they fall flat on their face, let's say you lose to the Bears, you lose to the Baltimore, you lose to Cleveland, you even lose to the hapless fucking Bungles. Then maybe
we already lost to the Bungles.
Again.
That's over. Then we lose to the Bills after a 10-day break for the Bills. And then all of a sudden, we're back to 7-7.
If you finish the year, what's your record right now?
6-4.
So if you end up,
we're 7-3, aren't we?
Put it this way: if you win one game, if you don't win more, if you don't at least have a winning record, if you're not 9-8, if you're below 9-8, they might. You could say maybe they would fire them.
I mean, these Ravens are getting hot, and they play us twice.
The Ravens are going to win this division, no question. Now it's just a matter of
these Ravens play us twice. Still, we still have to play the Ravens twice.
So let's say the Ravens bulldoze you twice, and you lose to the Bears, and you lose to who else do you play from the
Detroit?
Now let's say you lose to Detroit.
We still have the Bills. We still have
Cleveland.
One more game in Cleveland.
Miami.
You need to win at least. You need at least at minimum 3 of the games you have left. At least, if you win 1 or 2, maybe they fire them. But I mean, dude, I've been saying fire Tomlin since last year. I thought they should have fired him after he lost a playoff game last year.
I thought he should have been fired in 2016, but that's just me.
But I mean, if they don't fire him, they're not. The word on the street that I'm getting from people who know is that they're just going to let him coach year 20 and walk away.
So they're going to let him be here for the draft. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Coach next year and retire.
He's going to have way too many options for him to pull off. Which
that's why I'm saying we trade him. That's why I'm saying we trade him and get something back in return.
But Charles, who was the last coach in Pittsburgh?
Bill
Cowher.
And didn't we say that everyone said he was going to have every option he could ever want? Let me ask you, how many teams has he coached since he left the Steelers?
He didn't want to coach anymore. When he was done, he walked away.
That's what I'm saying. That could be the same thing with Tomlin. He may just be like, I'm done and walk away.
Cowher,
I don't know that, right? We don't know that.
Cowher was ready to retire, basically.
Well,
Cowher, he took one or two interviews. I think he took. I know he interviewed with the Jets.
I mean, Cowher had his 2 daughters getting ready to go to. Yeah. I want to say. Almost graduating high school.
Who's to say Tomlin's not going to be ready to retire?
Oh, by the way, Jamal Chase's suspension's been upheld.
The appeal worked? No.
He's going to miss Sunday's game against the Patriots.
There you go, Ken.
No, Yinzer's not wrong. You guys don't deserve to be in the playoffs the way you played this year, and you are going to lose to the Bears. Sorry. Not sorry.
So wait.
Pittsburgh is. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So the one-armed Aaron Rodgers, so Mason Rudolph goes into Soldier Field, beats Caleb Williams. What are you gonna tweet out next week?
We mean after the Bears win again? That the Bears are still alone in first place in the NFC North.
That sounds like a guarantee, Ken.
Well, look, I'm sorry. I'm going to give a 7-3 team who's in top of their division by themselves a little bit of credit because they deserve it. They're winning the games they should win. It doesn't matter how you win. They're winning it. They're 7-3. Put a little respect on it, will you? I mean, I'm sick of this. Oh, well, the Bears, there's no way they can beat the Steelers who don't have an offense half the time. We don't know what their defense is. Their quarterback's got a fractured wrist. Oh, yeah, with a fractured wrist, he's just going to waltz into Chicago and beat the snot out of them. Are you fucking shitting me? Get real.
I'm going to agree that I think they win. I think the reason is they don't before. Steelers usually go in and win. That's the reason why you hear
we always lose in Chicago. Last time we were in Chicago, we lost. Because Tomlin decided Tomlin decided to hold the team in the fucking locker room and not sing the national anthem.
Well, and look, and the Bears on top of it are getting healthy. They're getting 3 of their best defenders back that are out. You're going to see Edmonds and Edwards in the linebacking core, which we have only seen for 2 games this year. You're going to see Jalen Johnson or JJ's going to be back. So you got a shutdown corner who hasn't played all year who's back. And then, oh, by the way, Spidey's back. And Gardner Johnson's been great for the 3 games he's played in Chicago. But, oh, my goodness, the defense is getting their – it's like Baltimore getting their defense back. We're getting our defense back possibly this week. And you've got the number 3 ranked offense in the NFL.
Then the other game was in Pittsburgh when that guy bumped the ref and gave the Steelers an extra play.
Yeah.
That wound up being the whole
Pittsburgh is very, very average. They don't do anything. The only thing really I see about Pittsburgh that's really good, better than other teams, is the pass rushers. That's it. The offensive line is average. Quarterback's average. Run game's average. Below average.
Caleb is unsackable almost. That dude is almost unsackable if you watch him play. I mean, he took the sack last week, but the dude just go watch the highlight film last week. Some of these sacks he got off. It's ridiculous what he gets out of. Right now, the Bears are favored to win at home up by the Vegas line. So, 6-4 Steelers at 7-3 Bears. I mean, the line's not
3.5, Ken?
Yeah. So, so I don't know what you're talking about, Dylan. I think the Bears win this game at home, and they stay in first place. And what's up, Josh?
All right, so I haven't talked all show at all. So the Steelers have 8 games left. I can realistically see them going 4-4 or 3-5 in these remaining 8 games.
I'd agree.
I think that gets them in the playoffs too.
I have us losing to the Dolphins only because it is a primetime game.
Won't be a primetime game.
Oh, it isn't? I thought it was.
No, I mean, I think the NFL will flex that game out on Monday night.
It's a Sunday night.
Monday.
Oh, wait, what? I thought it was. Oh,
I'll look it up.
Sunday night that week is Minnesota, Dallas.
They might flex that game.
I don't know what game would be. No,
But they don't start flexing games till week 14, right?
They can flex them at any time.
Although I know that the Dallas-Washington game is still going to be Sunday night next week, so that'll be Marcus Mariota against Bo Nix, Oregon Ducks.
That Dolphins-Steelers game might get flexed out because you got some other big games. That's Monday night. It is a Monday night game, but they have to flex it this week, I think, by rule. Wait, that's week 15. This is week 12. So they have to tell us by the end of week 13 if they're going to flex it out. It could be flexed out, but I mean, let me look at the schedule that week.
That game in Miami.
Browns, Bears, Falcons, Bucks.
There's another coach getting fired. McDaniel.
They could flex it out for Bills, Pats, but they'd have to do it by the end of next Sunday.
Bills Pats cannot be flexed because they already played once, and that was a primetime game. So that won't.
It doesn't matter if it's already primetime or not.
Yeah, it is.
They got 2 weeks. They can flex out the primetime. I don't think either team will complain about being on Monday Night Football.
I can tell you this: the Bills are like, we don't.
No, but what he means is you can only do it but so many times. There's rules about how many games they can play, et cetera. So you can't.
Yeah, but they haven't been flexed yet. Yet. So
no,
they can.
The Bills and Pats played Week 5 in primetime, and because of some weird rules,
let's find out.
You cannot play divisional games in prime time. That's why Seattle and LA played 4 o'clock because Week 16 is a Thursday night game.
Les Astrock.
I'd rather watch the Bills pass on Monday night, to be honest.
It can be flexed under NFL rules. And they have to do it 12 for the flex the Monday night game. It has to be announced by December 2nd.
I think I'm gonna head out, guys. Have fun. By the way, I have a show coming out on Friday, hopefully, with my girl in Arizona. We're gonna talk Jags Cardinals. We're gonna talk Trevor and Jacoby Brissett. I never thought we'd say that week 12. By the way, Jacoby Brissett's at the NFL record for completions in a game.
That's like
Dylan,
Do
let
mind
me
talking about it.
Dylan, let me add one thing here because you did mention something. There is the restrictions. As an AFC East divisional matchup, CBS is protected for at least one Bills Patriots game per season. The other one was Week 5 on NBC. Flexing to primetime would shift broadcast rights, but does not prevent changes. Only ensures that CBS gets one broadcast. So it could still happen, but that would be an interesting game for the NFL Flex because you want to talk about a primetime game in Week 15. That might be the primetime game in Week 15 because look at the rest of the schedule: Jets, Jags, Raiders, Eagles, Ravens, Bengals. I mean, Lions, Rams could be flexed. That's another one. Packers, Broncos could be flexed. So Dolphins, Steelers right now tentatively is Monday Night Football at home in Pittsburgh, but they could flex it.
If I'm a betting man, and I am on occasion,
no,
Miami Pittsburgh will not be the Monday night game. And by the way, Cincinnati Miami Week 16 will not be the Sunday night game. I'm going to make that prediction.
Yeah, right. Week 16 game. Let me see who else is Week 16.
Baltimore, New England, Baltimore might be
Bears Packers, and that game is already TBD. December 20th, Bears passes. December 20th, Bears Packers TBD. TBD says they're waiting to see if they're going to flex that game, and that's the second meeting between 3 weeks.
Well, Ken, that game won't be flexed because that's a Saturday game.
No, but the game in general there's a lot of TBDs that weekend. That game could be Saturday, or it could go Sunday night, or it can go Monday night. It's a TBD, doesn't have a day assigned to it. So Bears Packers could be a Sunday night football. It could be a Monday night football. The only thing it can't be right now is Thursday night football. Well, they could flex it to Thursday, but with the appropriate notice. So yes, that Bears Packers game could be flexed.
Actually, I don't think it can be because that'd be one of the Saturday games. Like the NFL can't change holiday games, so we'll stuck with
TBD. It's not a Saturday game. The schedule for the NFL, the official schedule for that Bears Packers game says TBD. It doesn't say Saturday. It doesn't say Sunday. It says TBD.
He's so good at that.
I'm just like, come on, man. I'm looking at, and the thing is, I'm backing up by going to Grok and just making sure what I'm saying is correct, and it is.
Anyway,
TBD is TBD, man. They can put you wherever. They just got to give you the appropriate notice.
Rav, how impressed are you right now at finally being 500?
Well, they had to have it. It's more relieved than impressed the last few weeks. They've been really I think the Bears game was the biggest one. I mean, because they actually got to play with the backup quarterback as well. The offensive line is the conversation we're having. It just looks like garbage. I mean, Lamar's getting hurt. I think Lamar's playing with an injury. That's the big conversation like that. The defense has gotten right. Looks much better. Kyle Hamilton is all over the field. They brought Gilman in. That helped a lot. So they look much better.
I have to give kudos to your team, man, because War Week, and you disappeared on me. We didn't do a War Week, and I'm almost glad we did it because I'd be eating a lot of crow for what I was ready to say. You guys came out against us, and that defense was like that defense. You're right, Josh. That defense was like, oh wow, where'd these guys come from?
All right. We got anything else, boys?
So we were on the look at Adam. I know I know I said the Bears are going to win, and the Mad Yinzer, jackwagon says I'm being too confident because my Bears beat a bunch of cream puffs. But I'm going to take the Bears to win. Who are you taking in our matchup, our head-to-head?
Are you coming on with us tomorrow, or are you going on the roundtable?
I'll be on roundtable.
Oh, you don't want to come on our Steelers show and talk smack?
What time's that at?
I didn't talk to Rich. I thought I was going to talk to him tonight, but I forgot he was over there with the Eddie Guerrero show.
Because I got Hal.
Rich is lie, cheat, and steal.
I got Hal's Hall tomorrow too, so we can talk on X. But for those who watch this show, I'm taking the Bears. I'm not giving a score prediction until Sunday, but I'm going to take the Bears to win this game. I don't care who the quarterback is. In a way, I think Rodgers. I almost don't care, but Rodgers will pick the defense apart better than anyone else you got, just because he's smart enough. And if the Bears can't get pressure with guys, if we don't get the guys back, I'm hoping we get back, and we don't get pressured, Rodgers will pick the zones apart. So in a way, I hope Rodgers doesn't play for that. But if he does play, I'm not worried either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Will Rodgers play? Do you think so, Adam?
What's that?
You think Adams? You think Rodgers will play?
I don't know. I don't know. Like this, I have no idea.
It's a partial fracture. We had to look that up. Like, what the fuck's a partial fracture? So a partial fracture.
Is that like a hairline?
No, it's not even a hairline. It's like where the bone we got. The surface of the bone has a small fracture in it. It hasn't gone even halfway through, a quarter of the way through. It's a partial. So like the top of the bone got chipped maybe or something like that. So it's not a break. It's not a full-on fracture where you got like a hairline fracture. Let's say that goes through it's like you have a little divot or something. I guess it's just weird.
I mean, that's still gonna be painful because whenever you're falling and that's your free hand, that's still gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
And it's not like
how's he gonna grip the football?
Well, it's not his throwing. It's not his throwing hand.
It's not a throwing hand.
Yeah, but you still have to grip the football with two hands and get it from center. I mean, I think
it would affect him. He definitely have to wear a brace of some sort. I think it would affect him on some level with that. You're right, Charles. I mean, here's the thing that Steeler fans have to think about for the next couple of days. Aaron wants this game because he wants to say he owns the Bears, and no matter who he plays, because he still likes to talk trash about the Bears, blah, blah, blah. So he wants this game. Bears fans want him in the game so we could beat him like we did Favre for his last game ever, right? We want to end Rodgers' career like we ended Favre's career. But you know what? Then you let the football people do their thing, and you realize, look, if I'm Pittsburgh and I think I have a shot at the playoffs, so why would I risk going to the playoffs without Rodgers when I could sit him for a week, maybe two, maybe three at the most, and have a shot at making the playoffs? And then have
Rudolph can step in and do these 1, 2, 3 games.
Yeah.
Even though I'd rather see Howard, like I said in the beginning of the show, but that's probably not going to happen.
Does Rodgers stay past this year?
He said, well, I mean, it's funny when Rodgers said this is going to be my last year. Well, am I going to retire? Am I not going to retire? We had that drama with him before. You know what the difference is? He's married now. That's new. The last couple of years they've had a lot of injuries, and I think even he is starting to see that he's declining. And I think he's at the point where it's like, you know what? I think I'll just go have my ayahuasca, go do my darkness retreats, enjoy my wife and my health and my money, and not deal with it anymore. I think this is his last year, honestly.
I think also too, any chance he has to come back is tied to Tomlin. I think if Tomlin returns, I think there's a better chance he'll stay, or at least consider
like
staying.
A 1-year deal.
Whereas if Tomlin goes, that's it. There's no chance of him.
Like a 1-year deal?
Yeah, I think if Tomlin stays, then they're not going to want to rebuild, and they're going to maybe want to bring back Aaron. Where if they bring a new coach, and a new coach is going to want a brand new quarterback all the way around it, I think they might start over. Pittsburgh has never started over. Since Noel was there, they've never had to rebuild, and this could be, brand new in Pittsburgh because they need to rebuild. That's an old team that they have. They
so does Green Bay. Green Bay's the same way. Guys. Green Bay hasn't rebuilt in over 3 decades. They're due. They need to rebuild, and you're starting to see some of that.
Green Bay has all young people except for Aaron Jones.
They do. Their offensive line needs to be rebuilt.
And now we're going to see probably Emmanuel Wilson this weekend and see how he does.
Yeah, I mean, Green Bay's been lucky. They haven't had to go through a full rebuild. They've had decent success. I don't know if Pittsburgh needs to go through a full rebuild either, but I don't know, man. I just don't see Aaron even. They'd have to offer him some stupid money in the right situation with Tomlin coming back. Yeah, I could see that, Charles. But
would you rather see an offensive line just need to be rebuilt, other than all your other positions on offense?
I think for you guys, it's offensive.
I'm talking about for Green Bay.
Green Bay, yeah, they need to work on their secondary, their offensive line. They need something behind Josh Jacobs.
I was just talking about offense. That's it. They're all young. Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs.
They can't catch. They have a cement hand wide receiving room. I mean, listen, I have to deal with a Packer fan every day, and every day I hear the same thing. Drops. Oh,
Green Bay does not need a total rebuild. I mean, they have a young quarterback. They have pieces.
No, I would just ask, would you rather have to rebuild the whole offense or just the offensive line?
For Green Bay?
Yeah, because now they're all young. They're all growing.
They need to rebuild their offensive line and their wide receiving room. And they have to look at a running back.
You don't like them receivers in Green Bay?
They drop a lot. Look, outside of Dobbs, if you look at their drop rates in Green Bay, they're probably one of the worst drop rate teams in the league. Like
Christian Watson looked good last week. That's a huge boost to that team.
What, beating the Giants? Because
Christian Watson catching 2 touchdowns. That's huge.
That's huge. Yeah, and it's so huge because that's so rare he catches balls.
That's what I mean. Like maybe he's finally back.
He's had flashes.
The Packers and the Steelers are not the same.
Look, like Adam, he's had flashes. He's had flashes of consistency in his career, but he's never had sustained consistency. Dobbs has been the recipient of a lot of easy balls. I mean, then again, with that helmet so big you can see it from Mars, I mean, how do you miss him? But their receiving core, man, it needs work, and their offensive line.
NFL blitz, baby.
And actually, I like Josh Jacobs for them. He's a good running back for them. He's nicked up right now, and they don't have an answer after him. So
I like Wilson, though.
What now?
I like Wilson.
He's no Josh Jacobs.
No, but he's young. I mean, you got to see what he got.
Yeah, I mean, Green Bay's got some work to do. Like I said, though, they're probably not going to have to do a full rebuild on the team. Their defense is getting their secondary suspect, but
Pittsburgh needs the whole thing because all their really good players are old. They've really missed in the draft. They've been trying to build the line, and the line still has trouble. They move Ramsey to safety because he's over 30. They got Clay over 30. Watt is about. I mean, on
safety,
offense,
though, look at Ramsey being over 30. I think he's got 3 or 4 more. He's got 3. But these guys, it's not like. Look at Byard. Byard leads the league in the interceptions right now. What is he, like 31, 32? He's an old man, and he's still the best in the NFL. One of the best in the NFL, I should say. But he's leading the NFL in interceptions. So, I wouldn't ding them for Ramsey being 30 at safety. I ding them for not getting good corners in the draft. You know, I mean, Pittsburgh.
I think they can build around Metcalf going forward. I think that's the one guy I wouldn't trade, like wide receiver. I think he would be a guy I would keep. And Watt probably has a few more years in him because he's an elite player. But I don't know. I mean, they need a lot of work.
I found it funny that Myles Garrett sacked Lamar Jackson for the 13th time of his career, and it was the 13th sack of the season. I thought that was pretty right in line with the numbers. Rav, nothing against Myles Garrett, but I mean, I just thought that was rather humorous.
That offensive line was terrible. I mean, I understand it's Myles Garrett, and I understand that. I'm not.
Yeah, it's Myles Garrett, man.
We understand that, but still. But the guards have been horrible all season long. Daniel Falele is unplayable.
You just dinged Ramsey for being 30 in a safety. How old's Myles Garrett? And he's getting better. I don't even know if Myles Garrett's peaked yet.
Myles Garrett is no such thing. I mean, Myles Garrett is Reggie White essentially. I mean, he just whatever he wants to do, he does. He's like, it was insanity that didn't double him the whole game.
I think these guys.
I thought you were looking it up.
I think we need to change our perception on age with some of these guys because 30 used to be washed up. Now it's more like 33, 34. I mean, look at Khalil Mack, 34, still at a high level.
I think that's only at certain positions.
Miles Garrett's only 29 years old, guys.
Is he 29?
I just looked it up.
I think quarterback is one. Edge defensive guys can tend to play in their 30s too. Ramsey's still really good. I mean, you defensive guys can tend to play in their 30s, but running backs, wide receivers, they're pretty much done. They really
defensive backs kind of get moved around, like move the free safety and safety, to make it a little bit easier on them, right?
Wide
look
receivers.
Look at Rod Woodson.
Well, wide receivers can stay too. They just go from being the number one burner to like a slot guy. Look at Keenan Allen.
There aren't
right?
many.
I mean, you can stay long term if you're a good route runner. You can have a long career into your 30s as a receiver. But then the other piece of that is health. Because look at Terry McLaurin right now, can't stay healthy.
I don't think there are that many good. I think that's kind of under talked about. There aren't that many good receivers 30 plus throughout the year in recent years.
No, there isn't. That's why
Mike Evans is an exception.
That's why the Commanders took so long to sign Scary Terry to that contract, because they know after 30, the drop-off rate's phenomenal because of injuries and everything else. And then Terry gets the money, and look what happened. The Commanders were proven right. They shouldn't have given him the money. D-Hop fell off. They all fall off. You're right. There's more. It's exceptions, one or two here or there at receiver.
Certain guys like go to like D-Hop's a great example. Like he's no longer a great receiver, but he's a contributing receiver, like a third receiver or something like that. Yeah.
All right, that's what we were saying. Like they don't stay at that one. They don't stay at that one peak. Yeah. They drop down to like slot receiver, filling in as wide receiver too.
Keenan Allen he's probably the closest to being a wide receiver one at his advanced age of any of the older receivers, though. That dude's still got some juice. It's scary how good.
Well, he's been battling injuries his whole career. That's the only thing that's been wrong with him. He's been battling it. That's why he's not making big money somewhere or whatever, because he's been good wherever he's been. He just can't, just has trouble staying on the field. But yeah, but most running backs are done too. There aren't really many.
Derrick Henry's the only exception right now.
Derrick Henry is like the only one where
what is he, 30? Derrick Henry's what, 33, 32? Right?
Well, if you look at second contract running backs, how many are there besides Derrick Henry? David Montgomery's a second contract running back.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, he's another.
And you only get a handful. And that's what makes me mad about
Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, but like Montgomery, look at the Bears have a good track history at drafting running backs that can stay. Like, look at Forte was a 3-contract running back. Jones, same thing. The Bears have always drafted good at that position well, so it boggles my mind why they let him leave.
And Forte was a solid one for almost 2.5 of those contracts.
What now?
Forte was a solid one for almost 2.5 of those contracts.
Oh yeah,
and there was no
is solid.
Like everyone thought
Curtis Martin. There are guys. Curtis Martin was one. That was like one I always thought about. Like he was a guy, just a solid one for at least 10, 11 years. Yeah. Like not all.
Carried New England.
Yeah, I mean he was really good for a long time.
It's all good, Big
There
Hoss.
are some guys that do it, but like running backs, like your guy Le'Veon Bell. By the time he turned 30, I mean he was.
Mostert. You could kind of make an argument for Mostert.
A lot of these guys don't play.
Mostert was playing last night. I saw him.
Yeah, Mostert's still. This year, maybe not so much, but the last couple years, he was still pretty damn serviceable. So, I mean, they're few and far between.
you're seeing this a lot in the league. They don't keep around guys anymore, and this is just business in general nowadays. Like a serviceable 30-year-old player, not what he was, but can really help a team. They always want to go for the younger guy, even if a guy can't help you. In a lot of
but you know what the exception to that is, though? The lines. Look at your offensive linemen. All your good offensive linemen are 31, 32, 33 years old. Think about it. Most of your top, there are a couple of young ones, but most of the top offensive linemen are in their 30s.
I agree.
O-line and D-line, they can play in their 30s.
Yeah.
That's kind of always been the case. They're probably the oldest guys on the team for the most part, except for kickers or whatever.
Besides the long snapper, right? Long snappers stay forever, too.
Yeah, Nick Moore, like for the Ravens, he's like 100. Like he's been there for
Like is this running back that you guys just drafted? Is he the next after Swift?
Oh, Monangai? No, he's the counter. He is the other half of the Bears running game. I think if you look
I mean like, are they going to be ready to move on from Swift and give them?
No, they're moving on from Roschon Johnson. It's going to be Swift.
I know that, but I mean, eventually Swift's going to go. Are they looking at Monangai as like the guy?
Oh yeah, Monangai. Then they'll be looking for the guy who can run the outside perimeter like Swift. That's Ben Johnson. He wants the guy who, like Monangai, who's going to batter you through the middle. Make contact. The thing is, like Monty, he can go outside too. He can catch the ball, but you're going to need another Swift type of running back in Chicago. They'll have to draft at some point. Next year.
This draft does not have great running backs and quarterbacks.
No, and that's
I don't see a lot of really good.
And look, I can see Swift get another contract in Chicago. If he has another good year next year, I could see him doing an extension with Swift, especially depending on what the draft class is going to look like. But if he's still producing at a high rate and the Bears are in a window and they're who knows what they do this year. If they go, let's say they get to an NFC Championship game this year, and then next year they go again, I could see Swift getting an extension if he's still doing it. We give up on the running backs too soon because of the age thing, but Swift in Chicago has been durable. He's producing. And I think with Monangai there, it prolongs his career by a couple years because he's splitting carries with Monangai.
And he likes to keep two. Ben Johnson, we still seeing it in Detroit. He likes two guys. He doesn't like the guy.
Just like he likes two tight ends. Like Cole Kmet was the guy last week. Colson got a couple passes last week, but it was all Cole Kmet this week. The week before, it was all Loveland. So, I mean, the Bears, man, offensively, look at the draft. They'll draft an offensive lineman for the future, but they're drafting an edge. They're drafting probably a corner and a safety. I don't really see him drafting a tight end, a running back, a receiver, or a quarterback anytime soon. Or not, but they'll do offensive line because you got, it takes a couple of years to mentor the guys up. And how long has Tooney got? So they're gonna draft another lineman probably, but I would not be surprised to see the Bears draft heavily on defense next year. And if Swift and Monangai are the 1-2 punch, and look at it, they don't have to make any. There are three guys: Edwards, Swift, and Kmet. That could be cap casualties, but if they're all playing well, which they are, the Bears can keep them, and I think they will.
So I got to get out of here. So I got to get up and go to work tomorrow.
I was just gonna say I think we're gonna wrap it up, guys. It's almost 2 hours, and I know I was late. Apparently, we had a power outage here this morning at like 8:30, and everything shut off. So that's why when this thing shuts off, the computer does not want to kick back in. Sucks.
This week, Bravery Sports Podcast, Wednesday night, 8:00. Definitely, we're going to have it. Last week on Thursday, it was driving to the top, not till Thursday. For whatever reason, my computer wouldn't load. So it'll be on there Thursday. Hopefully, we can get it back on at 11 this week. So for sure, We're going to talk about Ravens and Jets game this week. Last week, we're going to talk about the Browns game as well. Maryland basketball, Maryland football going against Michigan this week as well. So we're going to talk about that. Also, too, we're going to talk about all the teams in the AL East that's going on right now. So we're going to preview all the teams.
Is Kyle Schwarber coming to Pittsburgh?
And Kyle Schwarber, I hope he comes to Baltimore. I would be the most excited guy if we could get Kyle Schwarber DHing for the Orioles next season.
And come back to Chicago.
Someone said we offered Josh Naylor $80 million, but I don't know how many years, and he turned it down.
He got $100 million in Seattle. Yeah.
What? Us spending money? No way. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime.
They got a good team. All right.
Yep, you can catch me tomorrow night on House Hall Report at 7 p.m. Central, Kennecan in the morning, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Here on Tuesdays. Wednesday night, you can usually catch me at JB's Roundtable at 8:30 p.m. Central. You can catch all those at Ken the Bear Fan on X, Ken the Bear Fan on Rumble, and on YouTube. YouTube, not so much. YouTube only really here. And then actually Wednesday, we won't be talking about the game coming up. Tomorrow, we won't be talking about the Steelers game. We'll be recapping the Vikings game. We will be talking about the Steelers game Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Central for pregame on House Hall. So, so that's my schedule. And you can catch it, of course, at Ken the Bear Fan on X and at a Rumble. And at the Huddle Sports Network pages. The app on the TV, we're having issues with StreamYard having the exchange where it's not sending the shows. So we're working on that. We're trying to get that technical piece fixed. That's a StreamYard issue, but otherwise you can still catch us everywhere else.
Gotcha. Josh, get you anywhere?
Yeah, you can find me on X at JamF1 Fan. I don't really do much anymore.
Josh, come do some shit posting on politics with me, man. I'm having fun shit posting politics, man.
Yeah, what's up with that one Republican today? But we'll talk about that backstage for a minute. Anyway, you can get me at Sports Talking It on Twitter, guys. You can also get me at Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube, Driving to the Top also on Twitter. You can get me over there. Tomorrow night, me and Rich I believe we are doing our first show in 3 weeks because we've been off the hook for a couple weeks. I got sick last week and just kind of mellowed out a little bit. Yeah, still haven't pissed out that kidney stone if anyone's keeping updates. Yeah, but that's where you can get us. So me and Rich, I believe we're going live tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. If not, you can catch me over there on Driving to the Huddle with those guys on the round table if I don't go here. And yeah, so that's it, guys. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments over there in the comment tab. And everybody have a good night.
Peace. Bear down.